Giannotti will start. She's trying to become the first bowler since Tish Johnson in 1990 to win back-to-back events on the LPBT.
And I think this lady has to be really nervous. She's nervous in a normal match, but look at this. She just comes out. She does not waste any time, gets up towards a beautiful shot.
If Giannotti can win here, she moves right into the thick of things for Player of the Year. Giannotti begins play in 3rd place on the money list. She's had 2 titles. Tish Johnson, who we saw earlier in the year, has 3 titles. Leanne-Barrette now.
Now Leanne-Barrette on lane 26 seemed to figure out lane 26 there in the 10th frame. It had been giving her some problems. Looks as if she definitely has it mastered now.
When Barrett started last match, Leanne, she seemed really to be struggling, and she seems to have really corrected things.
Well, very tentative, too. You know, she has not had much success on television. She got that match under her belt, but she has finished 2nd twice so far this year. She's been in this championship round twice. I think she's loosening up now. She's got to feel more comfortable.
Barrett's win in that last match, snapping a 5-match losing streak from that number 2 spot, that number 2 seed. Looking for a double to start. Gets it. But even starting to smile a little bit.
Putting the pressure right on Carol-Gianotti. Carol checking out the rack on lane 26.
Giannotti 3-1 from this number 1 spot. Leila won titles last week in Delaware, earlier this year in New Orleans, and in 1989 in Hammond, Indiana. 3 titles from this number 1 spot.
She's been very successful. Coming up a little bit high, leaving the 3-pin. On hand this week, Dr. Mark Roberts from the American Chiropractic Association Council on Sports Injuries. It's been wonderful. He's provided care and the doctors for 4 of the top 5 players this week.
You saw the Giannotti 243.5 on the TV pair. And a spare.
Well, she bowled 2 games, was very successful on this particular pair of lanes. Leanne-Barrette, on the other hand, averaged 190.
Giannotti told us last night she is in the zone. Don't ask her what she's doing. It's just working.
Well, that seems to be what happens to players. When we saw Tish Johnson win 3 consecutive titles in 1990, the same thing. You get on a roll, it just seems to keep going. Last night, Carol-Gianotti went 8-0 in the last round of match play, something she has never done before.
2-pin.
Coming up a little bit light. You can see here she's trying to figure it out in her mind, saying exactly what she needs to do.
5th-year pro from Perth, Australia. And picks up the spare. Giannotti's first ball.
Now she came up a little high on lane 26, a little bit quick with the feet, falls off balance, does not execute properly. Ball coming up light, does not get the 2-pin.
Barrett looking for her 3rd straight strike to start. 3rd frame. Something Leanne-Barrette has been plagued by in championship rounds. I've seen it before, the ball going way too far out to the right, making a break very late. She's trying to figure out exactly what happened here. The ball just slid too long. A very difficult spare conversion. The 2, 4, 9, 10. There's Dr. Mark Roberts that I'd mentioned, the chiropractor who was on hand right before the matches. He was working on some of the players. 2, 4, 8, 10 for Leanne-Barrette.
Trying to get, oh my, we don't usually see that 8-pin. We are going to see a little bit of a smile from Leanne.
Great shot by Leanne-Barrette. 2, 4, 8, 10 conversion.
Very unusual to pick this up. Normally you can get the 2, 4, 10, but that 8-pin doesn't usually go with it. My goodness, it got them all.
Leanne's reaction.
Yes. We actually saw a smile. Watch here, the ball deflecting, the 4-pin. Hit the 8-pin into the 10-pin.
4th frame now. Right there, and a strike.
That has to give her momentum for this match. If she's going to leave it and come back and pick it up.
Carol-Gianotti now in her 4th frame. Coming up later on ESPN, top-ranked boxing, 10-round welterweights.
from the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, New Jersey. 9 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. So watch.
I'll be there. I'll be watching.
Giannotti has had a lot of TV appearances.
Being only on tour 5 years, 4 titles.
3 of those titles this year.
2 of those titles this year. But 3 from the #1 position. That's what you meant to say.
Giannotti said she picked up the sport of bowling when some Americans came to Australia, showed her how it was done. She says it's very hard to bowl in Australia because it's so expensive.
That's when she decided to go pro. Oh my, look at that break. The ball coming over left. The Americans came over. She got friendly with Wendy McPherson. Wendy said, hey, come on over, join the tour. And Carol had been bowling since she was a little girl. Watch this shot. Coming in high, right through the head pin. Head pin off the wall, 6 pin. Takes it out. And this is her reaction. Okay, yeah. Whoops. But I'll take it anyway.
Now it's Leanne-Barrette, 5th frame.
Good close match here. It's Leanne-Barrette's.
Leanne-Barrette is on her game right now. She's up by 7. That's a double. She's got 4 strikes in 5 frames.
And a crowd pleaser there in the 3rd frame.
What do you think has enabled Barrette to settle down here?
Well, she's feeling comfortable now. She's seen ball reaction. She's not struggling with the condition that's out there. And she got that 1 match under her belt.
Looking for the turkey, 6th frame. She's hot. 3 in a row for Leanne-Barrette. She is cooking, up by 17, halfway through. Leanne-Barrette closing in on her first title of the year.
35 pins in the lead.
And a strike.
Continued to crunch him while we were away. Carol-Gianotti going right through the heart of the pins. Left the 3, 6, 7, 9, 10. Failed to convert it. Followed it up with a spare and a strike.
There's a look at the score. Barrette comfortably in front.
Carol's open there in the 7th frame, followed by a spare and a strike. Really struggled there in the 7th and 8th frame. A lot of pressure. Trying to correct on lane 25 from her Brooklyn shot.
And Barrette
previously.
5 strikes in the last 6 frames. Tenth frame for her now.
It's pretty much locked up for Leanne. And of course, this is how she's going to do it. With
Leanne-Barrette wins. Barrette wins first place. First victory this year. Now a factor in the Bowler of the Year race. She wins $9,000. We're back in a moment.